What's up? Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between. You know how we do. Grab your vices, chill out, and let's get straight to it. This is episode number 38 of Straightforward with Ms.B alongside my guest co host, AG. What's up, AG?
Hey, how y'all doing today? We've been off a couple weeks, but we back and ready to get into it. Straightforward.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Y'all can blame it on me. I have had to postpone the podcast. Well, I had to postpone it a week due to, my alumni homecoming. And then we didn't have the group chat live on Sunday, postponed that. I was too tired. I had lost my voice this past Sunday. So sorry, you guys, but we're back now. Anyway, so shout out first and foremost to start this podcast. I just want to say shout out to my Alabama State University Hornets on their 2022 homecoming. They played Jackson State this weekend, and I had so much fun. AG and I was able to connect this weekend because he's also went to Alabama State as well, alongside some of our other friends. So we got a chance to kind of kick it, y'all, for a
Kick
second.
it, kick it, y'all.
Be in person for a change, since we
All right.
always on the phone and talking through the podcast and stuff. It's like it was good to see you, honey.
Oh, you too.
Mm,
Mm-hmm. Need to do it more often.
yes, we definitely need to do it more often. So this doggone homecoming game, even though we lost the game, I believe the final score was 26-12. I can say that hey, the Alabama State just might be on the map now, cause Deion Sanders and Eddie Robinson Jr. Hey, they almost had a scuffle at the game, man.
You're gonna grieve, Deion. Yeah.
Right, Deion
Take
was
your
gonna
ass
get
on with that shit.
mollywopped.
Take your ass on with that bullshit now, Deion. I'm trying to tell you.
So I'm sure everybody got a chance to see that. It went viral. This little altercation, semi mild altercation between the two head coaches, happened. As you can see on the television programs, news channels, or whatnot. ASU head coach Eddie Robinson Jr. And Deion, they kind of met up face to face after the game on the field, as that's just standard practice that coaches do. And they went to shake each other's hand, but Eddie Robinson just added an extra little umph in the situation, and he pushed Deion on the chest.
No, that ain't how it went.
That's how it went.
No, it wasn't. Deion was trying to get a bro hug. And he was like, nigga, I ain't getting you no bro hug. You forget that shit.
And he
He
mushed
stopped
him
him.
on the chest.
No, he stopped him from doing it. He just put the bow up.
Stop, mush, all that shit, same.
No, it's not. You gotta make it seem the way it was.
No, everybody saw it. He mushed him. He mushed him.
Like nigga, no further. No, don't get no closer, nigga.
So apparently this kind of transpired because there was a little bit of disrespect. Eddie Robinson felt as though Dion had been kind of taking shots and jabs at the ASU Hornets all week, leading up to the game. And then, the day of the game, they said that Dion just kind of took it upon himself to kind of walk through the team, which they don't really supposed to do that, right?
Nah, that's the part. That's the only part that I'm gonna say Dion did. I think if he wouldn't have did that, I don't think none of this shit would have actually happened. Now a lot of people trying to take up for Dion because Dion tried to clean up behind himself. He
Mm-hmm.
said, "Well, everybody know I walk around the entire stadium every home game. I mean, every game we play.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but you don't walk in between the team. You know what I'm saying? It's like you walking through their team.
Right.
You could have walked up toward the end zone and walked around the field that way, but you chose to come all the way around the back way,
Mm-hmm.
come through their little team. No matter people like, well, they wasn't in no huddle, they wasn't doing that, but you came
Yeah,
through.
you
That's
can't
what
do
the
that.
team was. You
Right.
went right, and you got cameramen, you got polices. You know what I'm saying? How you gonna come through our shit? That's why I do like what you doing? Of course they cussed at you. You weren't even supposed to be over there to get cussed out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what I ain't like about the shit, man.
Right.
Now the rest of that shit could have got killed, but I think that was the whole thing right there.
Well, yeah, I do believe, I agree with you. I do believe that the fact that he, walked through the team was just the biggest sign of, disrespect. Disrespect, Deion Sanders, if you're listening, disrespect would not be tolerated at Alabama State University. We
But
we we a school, but we got some goons now.
listen,
At the school.
I looked at this thing today, and our coach did apologize
Mhm.
to her for the for telling him he ain't swag and all that other stuff. He apologized for that, but I wouldn't apologize. I apologize for
Yeah, I wouldn't
everything that you
apologize
walk.
either.
I would apologize for everything that you walking through our motherfucking team with you and your camera crew.
Right.
I ain't apologizing for that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
So what people need to understand though is, and for people who is kind of just not familiar, not familiar either with football or with HBCUs in general, there's kind of like this standard, not policy, but standard protocol when it comes to certain groups. That's a part of a university or college, and I'm talking about like the football team, baseball team, talking about basketball team. I'm talking about like the marching band. There's just certain groups of people within the college that kind of retains the utmost respect, and those are those groups, right? And then with that, even I was a part of the marching band, and with the marching band, when you're walking out on the field or if you're walking in a parade, it is a sign of disrespect if you try to walk through the band. You
that's the
cannot walk
same
through the band. I mean,
thing.
you would
Yeah,
get
that's the
beat
exact
down.
same.
If let me finish talking, you would get beat down if you try to walk through the band. We do not tolerate it. So for Deion Sanders to, carry this, lifelong arrogance that he has about himself, and just to think that he, even though if it's something that he does do, walk around the whole stadium, hey, that's fine, but you have to be respectful. You could walk around the football team. You didn't actually have to walk through the football team and, whoever else was on the field at the time. That's just a big sign of disrespect. And that's the part that it just seems like Deion Sanders is refusing to just try to comprehend and understand.
Right. hmm I agree. 100%.
Yeah, he's said to have, just kind of trying to implement these changes, since he's now the football coach, and I guess he's just trying to make these changes and how things are done, probably traditions and stuff like that he's trying to break as well. But it's like some things, dude, they'll kick you out before they'll let you completely get in here and change how shit be, shit work.
Right. Right. And if I was any team in the SWAC, long as Jackson State got him down there and he bring money and he'll be homecoming every week. You know? Every
Right.
week they play, it'll be somebody homecoming trying to make that money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
So
they got to get their water situations
yeah, they got a long way
fixed,
to go.
right? They got to get that situation fixed first.
They still playing at the Crampton Bowl. We got to field. We got to stay at the school.
Exactly, exactly. I remember I visited like when I was graduating high school. Of course, I had a audition kind of like for damn near all the colleges, all the HBCUs, playing my instrument. And then so I had started getting, getting acceptance letters and all that type of stuff, and scholarship offers, um music scholarship offers and stuff like that. And Jackson State was one of the schools that, I received an offer from. And then I just remember going to Jackson State. I was just imagine how Alabama State used to look back in the day. Just old school, you know what I mean? Just kind of,
Yep.
nostalgic kind of. Jackson
Right.
State looked damn near 10 times worse than that.
Dang. Uh,
So I was on that campus like, what the hell? And it wasn't big at all or anything. I'm like, what y'all got going on down here in Mississippi?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Ain't
Nothing
smelling
at
no
all. I was like,
nothing.
oh no, I'm definitely not coming to Mississippi. Definitely not coming to Mississippi. But shout out to everybody who did go to Jackson State. It's still a historical black college. So, shouts out to y'all.
Mm-hmm.
But it just was not for me. So speaking of this particular topic, I did have a question. When it comes to how, we actually saw how something that happened in the SWAC went viral, which hardly ever happens. You never really hear about stories, whether good or bad, that, information and things that happen that goes viral when it comes to HBCUs. So on one hand, in my head, I feel as though this was, even though despite what the situation was, on one hand, I think that it was kind of good for us from a press coverage standpoint, but because of what it was, you know what I'm saying? Then to me, that would be the bad side. So, do you think that, us going viral, Alabama State and Jackson State going viral with this whole situation, um, do you think overall that this type of press is good for HBCU sports? It kind of brings more people to tune in.
Yes, I think it was. I think it was more good than bad. If I had something to say about it,
Hmm.
it wasn't that really bad about it, other than the little, the what you call it, a mush.
Hmm.
Other than the mush, everything was all good with just words being said
Right.
afterwards. Deion taking it to all the way to the extreme. He done went and got him I ain't swag shirt that he wearing around. Talking about I ain't swag. Then on the back, I am swag. You know what I'm saying? So if we can get past that, you know how everybody gonna jump on his team.
Right.
That's the only thing. They ain't gonna look at the whole. They gonna look at whatever he said.
Hmm.
Cause you look at, cause you can see him at half. I mean, when right after half, be like, "What's that? What's that?" I'm like, "Nigga, please, man, you know what that is."
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. But what do
He
you
said,
think about overall? Not just this, not in
"Nah,
particular Dion and Eddie, but just for HBCU, excuse me, HBCU sports as a whole. Do you think this will do good? As far as like media coverage and getting our names out there, as far as the
um,
schools.
I think it's getting our names out there. Good press. Any press is good press to me. So
Hmm.
we get some press, and it ain't nothing. It ain't nothing really negative that you can just say that's bad. So it's good press, really.
Right.
Yeah. So it is helping the HBCUs with the press.
Hmm.
Yeah, I say it's good press.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely agree with that as well. A lot of times, I mean, it is what it is on ESPN and all these other channels. Who do we always see?
Right.
We always see, the other school, the Ivy League schools, what we call the white schools. We
Right.
always see those schools, the Clemsons and the UGAs and the Auburns and the Floridas, and we always see UM and
Don't forget the big
LSU
dog,
and
Alabama, baby, the big
right,
dog.
whatever.
Roll Tide.
Alabama, LSU. We see all these other Michigan State. all these other schools get so much coverage, especially football season, and you just rarely. I mean, Alabama. I mean, not Alabama State. HBCUs do get coverage as well, but it's just definitely not as promoted. Promoted as the other schools.
But what I
So,
would say is
hmm
that the ESPNs they are exposing us more. They giving us a little bit more. They giving us little bit more airtime because I'm pretty sure that Alabama State and Jackson State they didn't air it live, but it got replayed
yeah,
on ESPN. So
hmm
so they coming along.
yeah,
I ain't gonna knock Neon. He helping us. He helping us. He just happened to have an incident with my school.
right.
Now, if it was somebody else's school, I might have jumped over there with him too, but that's my school, so fuck you, nigga.
Now, my conspiracy theory is they planned this whole thing so that they could
Maybe,
go viral.
maybe, cause maybe.
Yeah, I think, yeah, I definitely think Dion, because Dion understands, athletics as well as the Hollywood celebrityism, scene as
Oh yeah,
well.
it's
So
all a game. It's
it's
all a
all
game.
a game, right? Right. And
But
I
my
think he,
thing
I
is,
think he would sit back and think of some shit like this to do.
my thing is like, why you mic'd up? He mic'd up. I'm
Mhm.
like taking a walk around
Oh
the
yeah,
field.
he sure was.
That was my thing. I'm like, why was you mic'd up? You
Yeah,
mic'd up so you can try to catch something.
right. Yeah,
Yeah, you
yeah.
looking for something to catch.
That's a good point to make. Yeah, I didn't really realize they be. Do they be mic'd up though?
No, he mic'd up though. He different though. It's Dion. It's Coach Prime.
Dion got his own paparazzi probably out there following him around.
That's what I'm saying. You the brought you and your paparazzi through my team.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Do you is you getting the picture?
Right.
It ain't just you. It's you, your paparazzi, the police. You know what I'm saying? Y'all come. That wasn't right, man.
Right. And
Like you said,
another reason I was thinking that this may be something they just conjured up to do in order to go viral. I heard that he actually purchased 500 tickets so that his school can come to the game.
he still spending his own money because they ain't paying him. They ain't got no money to pay him.
You missing
And
my
I
point.
oh, you talking about? I got you about the yeah, yeah. I can see that happening. I
Yeah.
can see conspiracy theory.
Yeah. So it's almost like he knew this would probably be a big game, you know, for swag.
Oh yeah, he knew it
And
when
he
it was
probably was like,
homecoming.
we definitely gonna need some representation, on our side. So let me buy these tickets so students can come.
Because he was saying that we bought Jackson State bought all the tickets. I'm like, he didn't say that. He was saying a lot of shit during the week. Now that's one of the things,
That's what Eddie said. He was talking
and that's
shit
one of
all week.
and that's one of the things he said. He said we buying all the tickets
So,
to their homecoming.
just lying.
Oh, that goddamn black and gold, that motherfucker, you ain't bought a ticket.
Right, just
That shit,
lying, child.
them little few white
Maybe
t-shirts
he didn't
going
think
on there.
maybe he didn't think Alabama State folks would come out, come out and
Hey,
show out.
that was his second time now. He know they were coming. He been down there before.
Mm, yeah,
His
he
first
planned
year.
this shit.
Yeah.
He planned it. Even if Eddie didn't know anything about the plan,
He sucked it
Dion knew
into
how to
it.
rile him up. Dion definitely knew how to rile him up. He probably was like, "Shit,
Yeah.
I'm finna start buying these tickets. I'm gonna be talking shit all week about the team, just disrespecting them. So by the time the game come, Eddie gonna be fired up. He gonna be wanting to slap the shit out of me."
And you know what I did see back to what you were saying about him buying the tickets?
Hmm
We saw 8 buses full of Jackson State people
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't the band and it wasn't the football team.
It was still students. Those were the tickets he bought.
I was like, and I told my partners out with, I'm like, they done got every charter bus out of Jackson to come. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? You know how the first couple gonna be the good buses.
The
You know
last
what I'm saying?
couple gonna be them old school 1975 buses.
That's where it was. The first two buses came through that had Jackson State on them.
Mm-hmm.
Then you know how it'd be like the good rental buses. With all the way just start every bus after that just start going all the way
The pre-owned Greyhound buses.
down. So, but that was funny, man. We sat there and laughed with that joke so long.
Goddamn Deion, you said by any means necessary, huh?
You gotta get them now.
Cause they side was packed out though on the
Yeah, they
visitor
all rolled
side.
together.
They
They
definitely
all
was
rolled
packed
together.
out.
They rolled themselves buses.
Yeah,
They,
Deion put this shit together, man. This
and
was
they
a
gave
whole
them them,
plan.
and they gave them little white T-shirts they had on too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they dressed. They was like a package. You pay for you get your ticket or your T-shirt. Right.
Dion. Well, I
And
mean, that was nice of him though to pay for for the kids to come to the game and buy the buses so they can have a way there.
mm-hmm.
So shout out to Dion. He's a character.
He changing lives.
He's changing lives. Speaking of some more disrespect and two other crazy people, T.I. and this damn Charleston White. Man, they been going. They been going at it all week. So we gonna go into detail in regards to this on Sunday. Sunday, because I don't think we gonna have enough time on this pod. But we gonna go into it more on Sunday. But I did want to just kind of highlight and see how you felt. Basically, for those who were not aware, T.I., the rapper T.I., and Charleston White. Charleston White is a pseudo comedian YouTuber who did some prison time when he was younger in his teens. He got out a changed man. I believe he has a um, like a youth organization in Texas. But the last, I would say maybe last year or two, he's really been pushing this comedian thing, and he's always online saying some crazy things about somebody, and he loves to get into it with rappers, and he's always talking about basically, snitching on them and calling the cops and all kind of craziness. So he's one of those. He's like an online troll if you think about it. So he and T.I.'s son King, the Wild Child as they call him, they kind of got into the back and forth. So Charleston White, he just kept going in. I guess he felt like, hey, this is my opportunity. I can probably grab a little bit of clout off this situation. I'm gonna keep taking digs at King. He was calling King ugly. At one point, he said King, he was gonna do King like Trayvon Martin, and I believe that is what set T.I. off. Then T.I. got online and do what he do. Do you think Charleston White went too as far as the things that he said about King Harris?
Charleston White wanted to go viral. And he went viral.
But he
So I can
always
think.
go viral.
What I'm just saying though, yeah, he was just picking that. He was talking about Boosie's son too, but Boosie never did say that though.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It was. If you didn't, you gotta tell the whole story though. So they started out with Boosie's son and Tootie and King.
Right.
So, but what King said, Charles White said, "I'm the hip hop police." He said, "I'm a." He said he tagged the DA. He just went to jail, right?
He said he tagged Fannie, the district attorney. I'm like, what? But
He like, I'm
that's
finna.
what he do. He always be threatening people with the law enforcement.
Oh shit, he got one by Soldier Boy with a big old dog. He said, "What Soldier Boy? He got a big old rock pile." He said, "What Soldier Boy had in crew now? I'm gonna turn my boy loose on that. I ain't worried about none of y'all niggas."
But see, some people think it's funny, but then, like I said, this situation, it seemed like he was just saying too much.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Trayvon Martin thing,
He
come
was
on
trying
now. He shouldn't have
everything he
said
could.
that. He could have kept that.
He was trying to get up on their skin because T.I. baby, like, I didn't call such and such and such. I'm trying to get a meeting with you. And he was like, nigga, it called like, nigga, what I'm finna meet with you for, nigga? If you ain't, I ain't finna meet with you.
Right.
Hell no, like, nigga, I ain't finna meet with you, so you quit calling my folks.
Right. Right. And then Ti yesterday and I guess yesterday and today he's kind of been feeling playing. I guess I don't want to say playing the victim role, but he kind of made these videos where he actually turned off his comments on his Instagram, but basically stating that he always, him and his wife and stuff and his family always standing up and speaking up for other people, that may be going through shit, but seems like the people he knows, celebrity friends, leaders, people like that, have not said anything, to speak up for them in this situation. But
So
I'm
he,
like,
he want
Ti.
he want somebody to stand up and say something for you now. That what you asking, nigga?
Yeah, and I'm
Why
like,
you saying?
my thing is, why is he throwing out these subliminals? I mean, Ti, you could say every word in the book, but you can't flat out call out who you talking about. That could be anybody. You know what I mean? Because Ti is somebody that always, I guess speaking up for the community. Whether it's some shit going on in the community or
I'm thinking.
Black Lives Matter. He always tend to be that person that take it upon himself to be a spokesperson kind of for the community. So on that end, okay, I can see you always, you stand up for the community, you know what I mean? But at the same time,
I think
a person can look at it like you voluntarily do that. It's not that you've been asked to do that. You volunteer. The only time I think I've seen where somebody asked him to come up and speak is when the city of Atlanta, what was her name? Keisha, the old mayor. When the old mayor was in office, and remember the protest was going on and people was shooting left and right, and she was getting a little shook up. So Ti and Killer Mike had came to speak at a press conference. Like outside of that, it's like he's always the one voluntarily, speaking up. Maybe he'll learn
so.
his lesson now since ain't nobody, taking up for him and his family.
But do you think they ain't taking up because they think it might be true what Charleston's saying?
What you mean, the Trayvon Martin shit?
Nah, I was just talking about the other
I
stuff.
mean, nah, I don't think he tripping off that calling them ugly and all of that. I
I'm
think
saying
what
why ain't nobody came to his defense and say, hey man, you going too far when you start talking about the kids. That's all they had to say. When you start talking about the kids, you're going too far. But he's saying them niggas 18. I ain't that was all he gonna say.
yeah, I mean,
Them niggas
18, you
18 now.
grown.
Yeah, them niggas 18 now. Them ain't no goddamn kids. I'm talking about the
Right.
kid then if that's the case.
And it's a lot of people out there think like that. I myself,
Yeah.
when you 18, you 18. Even though an 18-year-old mind is definitely not as mature as somebody probably in their 20s, they still 18. And it's like, shit, King on his own at this point. He grown now.
Yeah, but he only thing he did is repeated what T.I. said a couple weeks ago. Nigga, you gonna go to prison. You know what I mean? Charles White said you gonna go to prison too. But he started calling them ugly and all the other adjectives.
Yeah, but this is social media, and I'm just playing devil's advocate right here, right now. You guys listening in, I don't like what Charleston White said at all. The ugly thing, hey, that's subjective. Other people may not consider King as being an ugly child. I'm sure his parents don't. I'm sure his siblings don't. His family doesn't. So that's
How do
subjective. But
you
it's just the Trayvon Martin part and the
what
and
did he
him
actually
always
say
go ahead.
about Trayvon? What did he actually say? Tell me. I
No,
don't
he
I
just
ain't hear
said,
that.
"I'll do you like Trey. I'm gonna have to do King like Trayvon Martin. Put his legs up. You know how they had a police officer had put his knee or something on his neck.
George Floyd did that?
I mean, not George Floyd. I'm thinking
He
he
told
said Trayvon Martin. Trayvon Martin was the Zimmerman guy, right?
yeah, he got it mixed up. He just was out pocket. He just
Yeah, I think
talking.
he was just got him mixed up.
Yeah,
Either
he just
way,
was talking.
either
He was
way, it was a
going off.
fucked up thing to say.
We know what he meant, goddamn.
Either way, it was a fucked up thing to say.
Mm.
So I don't know. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
it was a fucked up
I
thing to
don't
say.
really like Charleston White House. He's too country. He be doing too much.
Yeah, the
He's
shit that
right.
I don't like the
The shit
police
ain't
talk.
funny to
It
me
be
no
too
more.
much police talk for me. That be
The
coming
shit
out his
ain't
mouth.
funny. It was funny. It ain't funny to me no more. That's as far as I can say.
I've never, like I said, the only time I learned about him is the viral videos. Anytime he say something crazy and it go viral, the Soldier Boy one, you know what I mean? Shit
Yeah,
like
I'm talking
that.
about when they used to be sitting in the car talking shit. That shit used to be funny.
But
Now
I'm
this
saying,
shit he doing now ain't funny to me.
I'm talking about my experience. I didn't know nothing about this nigga, about him sitting
Right.
in no car. The only time I've ever seen him is the videos where he's going viral. And even then, it didn't persuade me to start following him, you know what I mean? On YouTube
Man,
or on
this
social media or whatever the case may be.
nigga be sitting in the car smoking a blunt, talking about the shit with his girl and went. I mean, I don't know how he went viral. You know what I'm saying? I sit there and watch this nigga sitting in the car for about an hour just talking shit about what's going on in the house. Like I had to come out to the goddamn car and sit in the car. Don't get some peace. You know?
Mm,
That nigga came all the way from that to this.
right. But sticking to the topic. um, Charleston White, child. I
Fuck
don't know. He shouldn't have said. You definitely shouldn't have said that. Um, you got to come up, like you said, come up with a new comedy bit. This shit played out. The cop always talking about calling the cops and snitching and all that type of shit. For somebody that used to be of to him it's jokes, but even for somebody who did some prison time or jail time or whatnot, it's kind of absurd that it's these type of jokes even coming out of his mouth. Ti child, the only thing, the only thing Ti could do is shit. Just stop feeling like you got to be Captain Save a hoe for your friends and these other
Put
community members that you feel like didn't stand up for you and your family. Now you know going forward. Sometimes it takes certain shit to happen for you to understand it and your eyes be open to see who really there for you. And hey, maybe this was just one of those times.
so when you think he gonna learn to quit responding to everything somebody got to say
Now this
about him
time,
and his family?
hopefully this time,
Only thing you gotta do is don't respond. Let that shit go and don't respond.
yeah.
A lot of times, I'm right, I'd meet up with him and have that nigga beat me up and press charges. Send that motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah. And then it just seems like both sides you know, definitely need to take accountability for stuff because even on T.I.'s side, it's like King is
Shut your ass
18.
up.
King is 18. He's no longer a child. And I wish they stopped saying that word when they talk about King. He is not a child anymore. Let that go. He's grown. He out there doing grown man things. So shit, he just gonna have to roll with the punches and let him, let him fight his own battles. It hadn't
Yeah, he
got to the
want
It hadn't got to no point where it was violent. You know, he was just online talking shit back to Charleston White, and they just going back and forth.
And you know, one of the comments he made to Charleston White, he told Charleston White he must have had a soft upbringing. Hey, I'm like, nigga,
Oh my
you out of
god.
all people go and tell somebody they must have a soft upbringing, nigga. I'm like, boy, calm the fuck up. I said, I can't wait to get them talk about this shit. This nigga is a clown.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, King got a mouth on him, so shit. Let King sit here and run his mouth and pop his shit. You
And you
know,
don't want
I don't
King to
think
go to no prison, though.
Ti
I don't
and
want
Tiny
King to
them
go to jail.
don't. I don't
I don't want
Ti.
that boy to go to jail, man. Somebody
You
got
gonna
to
stop talking over
hold
me?
him down.
You gonna stop talking over me on this podcast? When I talk, you need to shut up.
You just need to give me the go. Say go. Tell me the
Shit, not if you
tell me
talking,
when
you
to
can't
talk,
even
man.
hear me say go.
Tell me when to talk, motherfucker.
God
I
damn.
won't say nothing to you. You say, hey, you there? You still there? Say that I
Damn.
showed up.
Oh my god, y'all. Anyway, shout out to them. Shout out to Charleston. Disrespect will not be tolerated. Not on this goddamn podcast either. Not on this podcast. Kanye West, we gonna save you to Sunday. That
What
way
about Kanye?
you got a couple of days read up on it. He was making all those posts last week, calling everybody out. Then he said the little anti-Semitic. Oh shit! Got Jamie Lee Curtis crying in interviews. Got the Jews up in an uproar. That damn Kanye West. But we gonna get into it on Sunday during the group chat live. Before we get out of here, you got anything else you want to talk about?
Nah, I don't have anything else to say today, but I enjoyed talking to you today. And
Oh my god. Child, anyway.
talk when I can.
Yeah, he gonna talk when he can. So thank you guys for tuning in to episode 38 of Straightforward with Ms.B and AG. And don't forget, follow us on social media and all the streaming platforms as well. That's STR8FWD with Ms.B. And we would greatly appreciate it. Until next time.